guys. I finished reading Harry Potter. In other words, my name is Mandi Lynn. I am the author of the young adult novel Essence and historical fantasy novel I Am Mercy. I am 19 years old, and I just finished reading Harry Potter for the first time in my life. Today I'm just going to be reminiscing on my experience reading Harry Potter and how it is I avoided reading Harry Potter until just now. I've been hardcore reading since I've turned 13, I think, something like that, and I never read Harry Potter. It's not that I didn't I didn't have anything against it, I just didn't think I'd be interested in it. You know, magic really isn't my thing. I like reading some fantasy, but not all of it. Some of it's like a little too much, so I'm like, I don't want to be committed to a 7-book series. Why would I want to read that? I didn't even watch the movies. I think I saw the first 2 or something like that, but they weren't overly interesting to me. I mean, I was like, they're middle grade. Why would I want to read a middle grade book? You gotta admit, this is dedication to read all of them. Like, the first 2 books are short. The third one's like, okay, that's fine. 4th is like, holy crap. 5th is like, oh my god. 6th is like, okay, this is getting a little much. And 7th is like, holy crap, you just read like thousands and thousands of pages. So I've been avoiding Harry Potter for that reason. And I've been missing a lot of like insider jokes and theories and I feel like now that I've finished and I've cried through all of them, that I've been like inducted into this new world. So for Christmas, I got this wonderful box set, and I've had this wand as well. I got it at like a farmer's market, so I owned this wand before I read the series. The first book I read, it was okay. It wasn't that interesting. I think it took me like a week to read it, which is kind of sad because it's a very short book. But I already knew the story because I'd seen the first movie, so I was like, okay, it's not that interesting. It's good, it's just not woo! Plus, it's written for middle grade age group, so it was like really basic writing, and I'm used to more adult sort of books. So that brings me to book number 2. I was kind of hoping it would pick up in terms of being more adult and less middle grade, but it didn't. But I think at book 2, I was starting to catch the bug. I was like, okay, no, this is starting to get really good. By book number 3, I had the books on me 24/7 in case I had any time to read. It didn't happen a lot, but when it did, I would read. By book 5, I was a hardcore fan. This is my favorite book. I love it. I love just the Triwizard Tournament. I love the movie. And speaking of movies, I liked the first few movies, and then as the books get thicker and the movies stay the same length, the movies can't do justice to the books because there just isn't enough time, but they did a really good job with the movies. But you're like, I need more time to process what is going on in the movies because the book gave it so much attention and you just mentioned it for like 5 seconds and you're moving on to the next scene. That's just not right. Anyways. But this is easily, I think, my favorite book, even though I really like the last ones too. But I just love the Triwizard Tournaments. I love like the riddles and the crap like that. And also, this is the book where Voldemort comes back, so that was really cool. Although I think him being a little like pruny infant was kind of weird, but whatever. Things get weirder as the books go along, anyways. I hate to say it, but book 5 was my least favorite. I didn't find the Order of the Phoenix that interesting, and I also think it's the longest book of the entire series. I get that Lord Voldemort just came back. By the way, I just like saying Voldemort because I know it's Voldemort, but Voldemort is more interesting to me, and I also called him Moldy Wart, but that's just me. His name is Voldemort anyways, and he just came back. And I get that that's why the book is so long and there's a lot to it, but I think I was just disinterested because I liked Hogwarts so much and I wanted more of Hogwarts. But this was really cool because I did like Umbridge. She was annoying, like I want to choke her character, but whatever. And I love the Half-Blood Prince just because I was trying the whole damn time to figure out who the Half-Blood Prince was, and I was like, it's his mom, even though it says prince. It's his mom, because his mom was like so into the potions and crap. And then I was like, oh my god, it's the professor himself. And then it was like, oh my god, maybe it's Dumbledore's. And then it turned out to be Snape. I'm like, wow, I really should have guessed that. But I'm just, yeah, I'm bad at guessing things. This is why I don't read mystery novels, because they just piss me off because I can never guess the ending. Oh yeah, and Dumbledore died, so I cried. This is the book where I cried. I didn't, like, I knew Dumbledore was supposed to die. I thought he died in the last book, though. So when it happened in this book, I was like, oh my god, I thought you had a whole nother book to live. And last but not least, the Half-Blood Prince. Okay, so one of my favorite things about J.K. Rowling is that she hints at, like, these tiny things in novels, and then it will be in the last book where everything pieces together and you're sitting there. Like, me as a writer, I'm sitting there trying to figure out how the heck she planned all this. Because it's like, when she wrote the first book, did she know there was going to be 7 books? I mean, she had to. If someone has the answer to this, please tell me, because I'm going to be doing a whole lot of Harry Potter research now, because I just got into this. But, like, the thing with the Horcruxes, or however the heck you say them, and like, the Deathly Hallows, oh my god, the Deathly Hallows, that was cool. Okay, so it's obviously that Harry has the invisibility cloak, but like, the entire time you're like, where's the stone, where's the wand? And then you're like, oh my god, Dumbledore has the wand, oh my god, Dumbledore's dead, where's the wand? So, stupid things like that. These are the things that run through my head as I'm reading this, and then of course Dobby died, I'm like, oh my god. And as I was reading the chapter for King's Cross, I was in between classes at college, so I'm like sitting here reading. One of my friends walked in, and I just told her, I'm like, I'm finishing the last book in the Harry Potter series. And she's like, oh my god, what chapter are you on? I told her King's Cross, and she's like, oh sweetheart, it's only gonna get worse from here. And it's so true, it only gets worse from there. But it's good at the same time. But like, am I the only one who read, like, for everyone, when you guys read the Deathly Hallows for the first time, did you think Harry Potter actually had to die, or did you like have a spoiler, because I knew Harry Potter ends up marrying Ginny or whatever her name is, and has kids and all that, so I knew he was supposed to live, but even then I was like, oh my god, he has to die. I'm like, oh, there must be some loophole. I was so confused. I was like, oh, I didn't cry for this one, but I was about to. I think the only reason I didn't cry was because I was completely overwhelmed. Like, there were so many deaths. I'm like, Remus died, and Moody, and even Fred. Fred, I didn't really care too much. I feel bad for saying that, but like, everybody died, and like, all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, Fred's dead too. So I'm like, can't get them all. At least I think it was Fred. I can't remember if it was Fred or George. I read this faster than I probably should have, because I was like getting so into it, but at the same time I wanted to like slow down, but I wanted to know what was going to happen next. I think especially with the last 2 movies, they did a phenomenal job, because every time I finished a book, I went to watch the movie afterwards. So I would read a book, watch the movie, read a book, watch the movie. So in that way I could really tell what they did or did not do in the movie. So like, I made sure I did not watch the movie first, then read the book. I always read the book, then watch the movie. Like, it's not the same if you watch the movie, then read the book. So reading the Deathly Hallows and then watching both movies afterwards was like, oh my god, they did a really good job with this. There was one scene in particular, however, where Harry was dancing with Hermione in the tent, and I was like, why? I'm not sure if they just need to kill time, make it a little more interesting, make it seem like Ron had a reason to be jealous, but I was like, what? But I think a lot of the changes they made in the movie were very valid changes, and I think they did such a good job with it. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Harry Potter. Let me know if you guys have any Harry Potter stories down below, or if I messed up on something, let me know, because the series is still new to me, so I probably said some things that didn't make sense or don't coincide with the book or movies. So anyways, thank you for watching. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe.